Hey, my name is Gefest, I'm an Overwatch coach. One of the most asked questions in my sessions is how to be a consistent player. I think everyone is familiar with that problem when one day they win a lot, hit every shot, but on another day suddenly get multiple losses. Aim is off, cannot position properly or make good decisions. In this video, I'm gonna give you some tips about how to solve that issue. First tip, improve your mental. It helps with solving how you think about certain circumstances, interpret and respond to situations. All of that influences your consistency. Here are a few things which can help to improve your mental. Enjoy the process. It's number one thing. Those who enjoy playing always get the highest motivation to learn, improve, and get better results. If you ask the best players in the world playing other games like football or chess, they will always tell you that they enjoy playing those games, and that extremely helps them to be at the top. Stay positive. On one hand, think about plays which got you a lot of value and try to repeat those. Focusing on what you do well is important. On another hand, acknowledge problems and think how to solve those without beating yourself up too much. It's really crucial to focus on things which are gonna give you beneficial outcome in your games in every scenario. For example, you can be not focusing on wins and losses, but on improving. This way, you always get productive effect, learn something new, and improve even though your teammates are leaving the match. Sometimes you lose your games, but don't let it discourage you. Failing is the part of the journey. See mistakes as stepping stones to reaching the top. In real-life factors, you can help your mental with some in-real-life activities. Remember to get enough sleep, exercise, eat nutrition-rich food, drink enough water. I can't stress enough how important it is. All of this will decrease fatigue, increase motivation, and maximize your performance physically and mentally so you get better results. Remember that well-rounded person makes better player. Doing other hobbies, socializing, always helps to stay more confident, be more calm and mature. All of this boosts improving process. Focus on what is under your control. You might get games which you lose no matter what. Sometimes you win no matter what. And other games can depend on what you do. But in general, try to be attentive towards your play. Think what you can do better rather than paying attention to your teammates, because you cannot control them. Focusing on their mistakes or what they say is not helpful. That is why disabling voice chat can be useful, because it allows you to stay focused on your task. Don't be toxic. Be confident. That is really huge topic, but kind of general tip which can boost your confidence is to actually do things which you're afraid of. For example, if you get nervous when playing ranked as Anna, like you cannot land your nade, sleep dart, and tend to miss a lot of shots because enemies are constantly pressuring you, then it might be helpful to play ranked multiple times simply, and over time you will feel more confident under high pressure. It's much more complicated topic, to be honest, which has more nuances, but I can talk about those in my next videos. Tell me in the comments if you want to see a video about that topic. Sometimes you're gonna have off days, and during those times you should keep yourself accountable when this is happening. Remember, even best players can drop from top 500 to masters because of it. If you lose some games, your confidence drops. That means your mechanics, your positioning will be not as good, so you can take breaks to mentally recharge and regain some of your confidence. And I suggest to not just be at your PC, but do something in the outer space. For example, go outside for a walk, play with your dog, write questionable comments on Reddit. Well, don't be toxic. Focus on increasing your skill ceiling. The best players perform much better compared to average players, even on off days. Not because they're consistent, but because they have high skill ceiling. That is why your main focus should be on increasing it. When you become more competent at something, it improves your confidence significantly, which can boost your morale, increase resilience, and performance gets better. Second tip, practice effectively. This way, you will be able to maximize your effort, improve your skills, leading to faster progress. It can help prevent burnout and reduce frustration too, as you are able to see tangible improvements in your performance. Make sure you play enough. I would recommend to play at least 10 hours per week to keep improving on your character and role. Don't play too much though. There is a lot of advice out there which tells you to play more, but it can be harmful sometimes. In my experience, you need to play for as long as you can stay highly focused on the game. To increase your focus, you can play at specific time of the day when you feel the most energetic. Make sure your mental is staying strong too. That is something what we discussed in this section before. If you have enough quality time spent in the game, then it can increase your knowledge and improve your skills. Set goals. Generic advice from me would be, when setting goals, is to make sure those are simple and concise. Break large objectives into more manageable steps. For example, if your idea is to fix your positioning, it might be not really useful because it's a way too vague and includes multiple rivals. Instead, break this large objective into more manageable steps. Maybe you can fix how you use cover, take angles, play proper range, use high ground more, and other important things. Avoid focusing on multiple goals. When you try to focus on too many ideas, then it becomes really difficult to pay attention to your gameplay. If you will try to learn physics, watch the movie, and call your friend at the same time, it's gonna be hard to do all those tasks together. It's working the same way with goals. Our working memory as humans is really limited, and if you work on multiple concepts, then you will not be able to truly master any of those. Working memory will be overloaded because your attention and energy gets divided among multiple tasks. Different goals may have conflicting requirements, making it difficult to prioritize effectively. This can create confusion and hinder progress. To solve that problem, focus on one goal per round or game. Do WOD reviews to assist yourself. This way you can keep yourself accountable on what you need to work on. Proper goals are gonna help you to stay motivated and focused, give you clear direction to work towards, and you will be able to measure your progress. Push your limits. It's always useful to be more proactive, but learn from situations when something goes wrong. If you lost the fight, then after the game, try to understand what you could have done differently in order to win it. By constantly challenging yourself, you can strive for higher levels of performance and excellence. Try to experiment. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You will learn from those, and that supports improving process. Experimentation allows us to discover new ideas, methods, solutions to problems in your gameplay, and you will be able to adapt and stay ahead of other players. Master your role. It's pretty common mistake to play multiple roles at once. It's okay to get familiar with other roles a little bit, but make sure to invest most of your time in one main category. Playing multiple roles can slow down your improvement because you are learning conflicting habits. For example, imagine you play tank for half of your games in your game session and then switch to playing support for another half. With tank, you need to be initiating the fight, but then you will start doing the same on support because you picked up that habit, but it's gonna be punished by enemy. If you're trying to focus on too many variables, you're not gonna be able to truly master any of those. That is why having specific hero pool is important. Generic advice would be to pick 2-3 heroes which you wanna play. In my experience, if you have short range, long range, and mobile hero, it makes you valuable in any situation. Third tip, remove plays which rely on inconsistent factors. For example, you might only rely on mechanics, but even pros are not consistent at it. If you only rely on your mechanics but not positioned or moving properly and make questionable decisions, then it might end up in your fast journey to spawn room. And it's working the same way with only focusing on your positioning or decisions. Relying on inconsistent factors can hinder a player's skill development. If a player relies too heavily on a particular theme, they may not develop other important skills needed to succeed. Make sure to work on many aspects of the game to solve that problem. Fourth tip, do not rely on linear decisions and same strategy every time. Good example of it can be always looking for the same high-risk play. Let's say you play Cassidy and taking the same flank, but after you've done it a couple of times, it might be easy for the enemy to predict that you're gonna do that play, and they will stop you easily. To solve that problem, look to change how you approach things. You can take a different flank, wait for some abilities to be used, or make sure an enemy is distracted, like in this example. Adjust your playstyle depending on situation. Search for information, look at your enemy composition, scout actively about enemy and your team's position. Think who is more or less threatening and how to engage based on that information. That is gonna help to have less linear and more smart decisions. Fifth tip, mechanics factors. Paying attention to mechanics can enhance your overall gaming experience, give you an advantage over other players, and help you achieve your goals in the game. Let's go over aim practice. One common mistake which a lot of players do is spending too much time in aim trainers. Those can be beneficial for improving specific aiming skills, but it's important to avoid spending too much time in those to ensure a well-rounded development of skills. I usually recommend doing simple warm-up before each game session to improve your mechanics. Try-hard FFA or custom games like Vaxta are useful for that task. Invest around 15 to 20 minutes in those. Remember, Overwatch is the game where it's difficult to aim, but at the same time it's the last thing you need to focus on. Solving your positioning, decisions, timing, and understanding of tempo will give you the biggest improvement in your aim. Practice hitting shots by going through in-game scenarios as your first priority, so you will be able to get used to getting pressured by a real enemy. Dynamic and unpredictable nature of the game. Do not focus on hitting a lot of shots, but pay attention to landing shots which matter and can change the outcome of the fight. Being patient is the key if you want to get kills consistently. Avoid switching settings way too much. Some players tend to do it a lot and then end up like this. Make sure your settings are staying around the same. It's just a tool. This way you will be able to get more consistent results. Treat consistency like climbing to the top of the mountain. Follow all those steps which I mentioned and you will be able to achieve it. There are a lot of topics which have been covered on the surface level, but I'm gonna go over those in my next videos. So make sure to subscribe to not miss that. You can get a session with me in Matterify if you want to get much more in-depth information too. I do free consultations for new students. Check out my Discord server if you want to get some additional help as well. All links in the description down below. May consistency be with you. Good luck in your games.